Hey everybody, this is Crazy for Pro Wrestling, and I'm your girl, the lovely Trinae, and I'm here to give you my predictions for the 2024 NXT Stand and Deliver. First up for the pre-show, we have Shawn Spears and Joe Gacy. Joe is a little of a wild card. He likes to get under rings, on top of buildings. He likes to wheel chairs. There's no telling what else he's willing to do and to whom he's willing to do it to. I just think that Shawn has only been on the roster for about a month or so, and I think it's a little too early for him to start losing, especially on that kind of stage. I think that it would be better if he was to keep his winning streak so far. And so I'm going to say that this match will go to Shawn Spears. Next up, I have Ilya Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo. I don't see Tony winning this because I don't see him as the champion of NXT, at least not now, not from his first feud. I think that if he had a feud for it once or twice before, that would make more sense to give it to him now. I do think that Ilya needs to go on to the main roster, so I think he should lose it soon, just not to Tony and just not now. I was kind of surprised when Tony was the one to get the title shot. I'm not counting him out completely. I mean, Tony's no slouch, but I just don't see him beating Ilya right now. Next up is Obafemi, Dijak, and Josh Briggs in a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. Oba has only been there for about a month or about a couple of months, about 2 months or so. And I think it's a little too early to have him lose his championship already. He won the breakout tournament, got his contract, and was able to cash it in and get the title. I do think that Dijak is due a title. I just don't think that this is the right time for him to get Oba's championship. I think if it was maybe anybody else, I would see that. I think the reason why they put Josh Briggs into the match is so he could get the pin, and that would keep Oba and Dijak strong. Both of them will be strong in the end. I don't see Dijak winning it, but I think if there is a chance that Oba's gonna lose, I think Dijak will be the one to win it. So right now, officially, I'm gonna say Obafemi. Next up is Lyra Valkyria and Roxanne Perez. Our girl Roxanne has completely gone off the rails. She is right where she says that she never lost her title. It got taken from her when she got sick and couldn't compete. And when she came back and earned the title shot, she had to get into a ladder match, and she did not win that one. Indy Hartwell won that one. And then she went on to be drafted on the main roster. But I don't think, not that I can think of, but I don't think Roxanne has ever had her one-on-one match. I do think it's a little strange that she picked Lyra to pick on, because Lyra was right about one thing. She did not go to any of the previous champions and demand her title shot. Granted, now I'm thinking that the way they're leaning is that she's just fed up, and that's why she's going off the rails now. But she could have went to Tiffany. I mean, she could have went to Becky. She probably would have lost, but she still could have went to Becky. But I am liking this new Roxanne right now. Roxanne is not taking any junk off of anybody, and I am completely loving it. Next up is Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Now, they are the NXT Tag Team Champions, but we all know that Braun Breaker has moved up to the main roster and has signed with SmackDown. And so I do think it's time for him to lose the championships, even though they haven't had them very long. It's time for him to move on if he's going to actually move on. I don't see the point of having him come and bounce from brand to brand. If you're going to have him on SmackDown, then have him on SmackDown. And lately, since they've been putting together Stand and Deliver, he really hasn't been on SmackDown. I think he's only had 2 official matches on SmackDown, and they were both squash matches. So I think it's time to just go on and put him on the roster before everybody forgets who he is. Next up is Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan versus JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dane. This is really one of the only matches that I'm not really excited about and I'm not really worried about. I like Thea. She's a little high strung. She's like an Energizer Bunny. She just bounces all over the place. And I like Henley. I don't really know Kalani that much. I haven't really been paying much attention to her, so I guess that's pretty much my fault. I do want Thea Hale and team to win. I just don't think they will. I think that JC and Kiana and Izzy is going to get underhanded. I think they're going to get tricky. And I don't think they're going to be able to pull this out. I think that it's going to be JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dane. Then they also have Jasmine Nix in that corner. So I think that it's going to be chaotic, but I think it's going to be JC and team. Next up, and headline main event is going to be Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams. Carmelo has been going behind Trick's back for months. I believe he attacked him in October. So this has been going on a little while. This has been brewing for a little while. He has caused him to lose. He has attacked him. He has belittled him. I think Trick is going to be able to pull this off. Carmelo is due to go to the main roster hopefully soon. Actually, I wouldn't be upset if Trick and Carmelo go at the same time. I don't know if they'll leave. I don't know if they'll leave this month or even when the draft comes. They might not leave until sometimes around SummerSlam. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go together. But officially, I am going to say I believe the winner will be Trick Williams. I think he is due to get payback for all the things that Carmelo has done and said. I think he's due a lot. But those are my 7 predictions. NXT Stand and Deliver will be Saturday, April 6th. The pre-show starts at 11 a.m. And it will probably be around 3.5 hours from the main show, which starts at noon. Actually, the main show starts at noon. So I would say about 3:30 it should be ending. But those are my predictions. It's going to be a wild ride. So, y'all have a good day. NXT stand and deliver. I'm your girl, the lovely Trinae, and this is Crazy for Pro Wrestling, where we do wrestling all day, every day. Peace.